The ongoing rivalry between Kendrick Lamar and Drake has consistently been one of the most intense and closely monitored conflicts in contemporary hip-hop. What began as friendly competition has transformed into a fierce contest for dominance. Both artists have dedicated years to establishing their legacies, each forging their unique paths in the industry. Recently, Kendrick Lamar made a surprising move that could potentially alter the landscape, and this time, it goes beyond just rap. This situation transcends mere lyrics. It signifies a psychological and cultural shift that could jeopardize Drake's career indefinitely. When Kendrick made his strategic move, quietly and effortlessly, it was a power play that caught everyone off guard. Now, Drake's position at the top appears more precarious than ever. Hello everyone, welcome to Celebrity Cookies. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment your thoughts about the video. I hope to see you in our next cookies. Previously, the rivalry between Kendrick and Drake seemed like a series of diss tracks and hit songs exchanged back and forth. However, Kendrick Lamar's recent action has completely changed the dynamics of this conflict. For the first time, he didn't need to release a diss track or enter the studio for the industry to recognize who truly holds the power. Instead, he did what he excels at. He embraced silence. If you've been following the situation, you know the moment I'm referring to, the moment Kendrick Lamar opted not to engage. He allowed his music to resonate louder than anything else, leaving the industry to speak on his behalf. Kendrick's absence from the ongoing exchanges between the two rappers became more impactful than any words that were said. It was this very silence that exposed Drake's vulnerabilities. Despite his immense success, Drake has always been perceived as the mainstream artist, the one capable of producing hit after hit. He is a formidable force in terms of streaming, chart performance, and cultural relevance. In contrast, Kendrick Lamar operates differently. He is the artist who moves quietly, meticulously planning every action, lyric, verse, and interaction. He's not merely an artist. He's a master at controlling the narrative. Through his recent actions, Kendrick has demonstrated that the game isn't solely about who is the loudest or most visible. It's about who can steer the narrative when the spotlight isn't on them. It's about resilience under pressure, maintaining composure, and silencing opponents effortlessly. By choosing to stay silent, Kendrick made a powerful statement. He didn't need to release a track to assert his status as the true king of hip-hop. He refrained from engaging in another diss or petty feud. He understood the stakes and recognized that Drake was being pulled in multiple directions, struggling to stay relevant while his legacy began to show signs of decline. Then came that crucial moment during Super Bowl week when Kendrick Lamar's subtle wordplay had everyone questioning everything. He wasn't even directly calling out Drake, but his silence spoke volumes. People began to wonder, is Kendrick really finished with Drake? That uncertainty, that's the kind of influence Kendrick wields over the narrative. As for Drake, what has been his reaction? The Drake we see today is a far cry from the confident artist who once effortlessly dominated the charts. Nowadays, it seems like every move he makes is clouded by a growing sense of doubt. Despite his commercial success, the flaws are becoming apparent. Fans are no longer easily impressed. They're starting to notice the weaknesses in his facade. The once unstoppable force is now struggling to maintain his position at the top. Drake's entire career has relied on his ability to adapt, to capitalize on trends, and to always emerge as the winner in public perception. But now, with Kendrick's recent actions, that's no longer sufficient. Drake can release hits and top the charts, but Kendrick has shown that it's not just about the numbers, it's about influence. And Kendrick has that in abundance. The most alarming aspect of this situation is that Kendrick doesn't need to say much. He doesn't have to argue or engage in a verbal battle. He simply needs to be present. And when he is, people pay attention. Meanwhile, Drake seems to be going in circles, desperately trying to prove his relevance in a way that feels more forced than authentic. Let's face it, there was a time when Drake seemed invincible. His music, brand, and presence made him untouchable. But now, with Kendrick's quiet ascent and the changing perceptions in the industry, it appears that Drake is gradually being eclipsed. People are starting to ask tough questions. Can Drake really keep up? Has his time at the top come to an end? And most importantly, is Kendrick Lamar the artist who will ultimately shape this era of hip-hop? The answer is becoming clearer with each passing day. While Drake remains a significant force, Kendrick's silence is his weapon. It's a tool that compels people to reconsider everything they thought they knew about Drake's supremacy. Kendrick is in a league of his own, and it's starting to seem like the throne that Drake once occupied so comfortably is slipping away, one moment of silence at a time. However, It's not solely about music or record sales, it's about cultural significance. Kendrick Lamar has consistently been an artist who challenges norms, pushes limits, and compels his audience to view the world from a new perspective. In contrast, Drake tends to focus more on appealing to the mainstream, crafting songs that resonate with the widest audience possible. This doesn't diminish Drake's talent. Rather, Kendrick's approach feels more genuine, rooted, and intertwined with cultural issues. This is where Drake begins to falter. Kendrick Lamar transcends the role of a rapper. He is a cultural powerhouse. He advocates for the marginalized, questions authority, and knows precisely when to deliver a verse that alters the entire dialogue. Drake is undoubtedly a hitmaker, but in terms of influence and reshaping hip-hop and popular culture, Kendrick has repeatedly demonstrated that he holds the reins. The most unsettling aspect for Drake is that Kendrick achieves this effortlessly. He doesn't resort to petty rivalries or ostentatious displays. His silence speaks volumes. That silence is striking, serving as a reminder that no matter how much noise Drake makes, Kendrick will always have the final say. Ultimately, it's evident. Kendrick Lamar has shown that Drake will never regain the same level of seriousness he once commanded, not with the same respect. Maintaining a top position for as long as Drake has is challenging, especially when someone like Kendrick emerges and subtly takes his place, illustrating that true success extends beyond mere numbers. It encompasses influence. And at this moment, Kendrick possesses that influence. Drake's dominance may not be entirely finished, but the signs of decline are apparent. With Kendrick Lamar's strategic silence, the world is beginning to take notice. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this situation, so please share your opinions in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on the story.